how did you get started in all this? I mean, I've watched the videos.
Yeah.
How did you come across all this?
It's a big question. Look, it's a long journey. I've just been on a journey. You know, I've been on the same as you. You know, I have a journey, and I don't know how exactly I got here, but there have been many situations that kind of, you know, created outcomes that led me down this path. I've worked 48 different jobs. You know, I did a lot. Like, I worked from the age of 13. I worked. I did in high school. I had 3-4 jobs. I was making, you know, $2,000-$4,000 a week in school. You know, working labouring jobs as a chef, and, you know, all sorts of different stuff. And yeah, I've just always been someone that was driven to make money. And then at the age of 26, I made a lot of money, and then was completely miserable. I actually got depressed. And I realized that, you know, there's got to be, actually, was it 25, 26? Yeah, I was like, there's got to be more to this than just, you know, because I thought, I always had this empty feeling in my gut, because I grew up with a very single mum on a pension, right? So, you know, to us, even just having fruit on pension days was considered to be a treat. You know, that was dessert for us. And so, you know, when you live your life not having a lot of money, and then at the age of 26, I made $750,000 in like 6 months. You know, I went and bought, you know, sports cars. I went and, you know, got a house on the water, and I dated beautiful girls, but I was still fucking miserable. I was depressed. So that's where Peru came in. I basically walked into a flight center and asked the flight center chick, I was like, where are the most spiritual places on the planet? And Machu Picchu was one, Cradle of Life was another. There were some, you know, some places in Turkey. And I just traveled. And then when I came back, I realized everything I was looking for was actually inside me. And, you know, even though I was going to these spiritual places, you know, what I was looking for was inside me. And I spent, you know, a couple of years consulting then, before I realized that my real passion was teaching. And yeah, just kind of led in this direction. And made lots of mistakes. You know, I've made fucking heaps of mistakes. But what's driven me is I've just always had a passion from a young age, not only to make money, but I've always wanted to know how ththings work. You know, I was the kind of guy that took things apart, but I couldn't put them back together again. But I wanted to know how it worked. Yeah. And for me, I've always been driven to, because I was learning disabled at school, no one could ever teach me properly, and so I never knew how to learn. Like, I actually never learned how to learn until my mid-20s. And so when I finally learned how to learn, my goal then was to teach how to learn. So to teach people in a way that they could learn, rather than just teaching rote, you know, and repetitiously like most people do. You know, I had a real, I think that was driven by my own voice. I had a real desire to learn how to teach people in a way that made information stick. Yeah. And so many things coming together, lots of mistakes, you know, it's just kind of happened that way.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, it's a bit nuts. It's a bit nuts. Yeah.
No, I completely understand. It's great.
Thanks, man.
I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah, cheers.